Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll be reacting to the PKs of Champions League. Madrid versus the Real Madrid, the only Madrid. No, I'm kidding. But we'll give more of our take after the penalty.
De la presión, como lo habíamos descrito, de parte de este hombre que lo hizo de manera excepcional,
Mbappe needs to
asume
stop
la
doing that calma,
responsabilidad
because that
de
never
una
works out in his
superestrella.
favor.
Hay un amague en la dinámica corporal y también en la mirada. Se termina recargando hacia el costado derecho Oblak, la pelota hacia la zona contraria, y así en esta tanda de penales el Real Madrid, desde la definición impecable de Mbappé, ya lo está ganando 1-0.
Yeah,
Sorlo toma el primero Atlético. Saltó desde el banco de suplentes. No ha marcado en la Champions, pero ha sido crucial en la Liga el noruego. Se perfiló el 9.
let's
Allí va
see.
Alexander. Sorlo
Oof.
adentro. A un lado la pelota, al
I
otro
thought he
con
said
todo. Engañó
sourdough.
por completo al belga. Le pegó con potencia
Sourdough?
rasante 1-1.
Sourdough.
Fuerte y colocado.
Sourdough
Los
like that?
normalmente eligen eso, el disparo cruzado, y lo termina haciendo de manera excepcional, engañando además a Thibaut
He
Courtois,
looks a little bit like
llevándose el festejo del capitán,
Morata.
que quisiera seguramente Coque estar en el terreno de juego y que desafortunadamente por la recuperación de la lesión todavía no lo puede hacer.
No quedan uñas en el Metropolitano. Bellingham tomará el segundo del Madrid. Cara a cara con Oblak. Allí va. Shoot. Último suspiro y ahora sí. Bellingham adentro.
Okay.
Eligió igual que Sorlot. Lo
The
engañó
ones who
Oblak
should have
con
taken that
potencia
time
y abajo para sacudirle
was
el arco
winning.
al Atlético. Convierte el
When if
segundo
we
el Madrid.
pay attention, most of the goals
Características muy
went to the
similares
same
a la
side from
ejecución
both
anterior del
teams.
futbolista noruego, priorizando la
So
potencia
Benny.
por
One of the
encima
block
del
too.
amague, aunque al final también terminan siendo engañados los dos arqueros. Jude Bellingham, como en esa última eliminatoria de penales frente al Manchester City, vuelve a ser efectivo.
Julián Álvarez, el hombre de la temporada, el máximo anotador del Atlético de Madrid, un hombre cargado de veneno. Va la araña. ¡Claro que sí! Con drama,
Double
con
touch.
tensión. Se
The foul
resbaló
thing here.
Julián, entró el techo del arco, la pelota, nada que hacer para Courtois. 2-2.
Con el dramatismo de un resbalón y haciéndonos recordar alguna definición anterior en aquella final, por ejemplo, de
That
los
angle
Miki
was hard
en
to
el
see.
2008. Al
It
final
looked
la
like a
pelota termina
legit
ingresando
penalty.
prácticamente al ángulo. Tuvo dramatismo, pero también
Well, I'll talk about it after the
tuvo
thing,
efectividad
but I
la
have
araña
my
Julián
own.
Álvarez.
Acomodó la pelota el uruguayo. Será el momento de Federico Santiago Valverde.
Like at this, oh, actually, I do say this. At this moment, I don't want to go too much into it yet. Who is aware that that happened? I was not aware of that until Madrid won because I was like, how do they win? They both missed one penalty. I'll talk about it more, but so far, that's what I want to leave out there. Who knows that that happened?
Se prepara el halcón. El multiusos de Ancelotti. Iñaki Angulo, voy al terreno, cortita y al pie. ¿Qué pasa en el Metropolitano?
Está habiendo mucha confusión en el banquillo del Real Madrid. Con Valverde no lo deja tirar. Van a revisar en el VAR, que ha tocado dos veces. Entiendo que ha tocado dos veces. Julián, tiene que ser eso. La toca con el pie primero, se resbala. Es lo que han visto en el VAR y es dos toques. Es un penalti fallado. Entiendo que es eso. Claro, es lo que han visto en el VAR. Toca en el resbale, toca y es dos toques, entiendo. O sea, está 2-1 el Madrid.
Sí, son dos toques, claramente dos toques.
Dos toques, dice Marciniak además.
Como sucedió con Lionel Messi en la definición.
Like at this time, who still knows that the commentator said the penalty was not counted? Whoever
I
watched
don't
that,
think the,
go ahead.
I don't think the fans knew either.
Cause here the commentator in Spanish. I don't know the English one, what they say in the English version, but in the Spanish one, they're just saying he touched it with two. He touched it two times, but in nowhere it says that it was not counted.
De Qatar.
Federico Valverde.
He touched it
¡Claro
twice.
que sí!
No,
Adivinó un lado
That
See,
was pretty cool.
and now explains why Valverde was so excited here that he scored. Because at first when I first watched it, I was like, okay, he's too excited. Like, it was just a penalty, bro. Relax. But he
Though.
knows that the other goal didn't score, and he scored to give the lead, which makes sense his celebration now.
I thought it was pure passion. Okay.
Yeah.
Verde que se golpea el pecho y lo motiva a Courtois.
Es uno de los capitanes del Real Madrid y aquí demuestra por qué. La interesa, la capacidad, no solamente técnica, sino en el manejo de las emociones. Demuestra en todo momento la zona de ejecución, sin embargo lo hace de manera excepcional. Decía yo que en el Mundial de Qatar, Lionel Messi también conectó 2 veces la pelota. Ya la FIFA había hecho una aclaración que si se trata de una situación fortuita como esta, que el gol tiene que ser validado.
La tanda está.
See, they said the commentary just said that happened at the FIFA World Cup, and that they said if in a situation like this has happened, the goal needs to be valid. That's what the commentator said, not what I'm saying, by the way.
3-1 para el Madrid. Va. Ángel Correa.
He slipped too.
Que sí.
Hey, Madrid rigged the grass, bro. Watch.
Ángel Correa. Claro que sí.
You saw that slip?
Courtois se quedó cerca de atajarle
This
el
guy's
grito
just
de
after
desahogo
the.
en el Metropolitano.
Hey, Madrid, or rigged the grass at Atletico's own stadium.
Convierte Angelito. Convierte Correa.
Mira qué buena ejecución, a
Y
pesar de
Courtois
que el
almost had
lance
it.
del guardameta ya
Ojo.
venía en esa zona, pues terminó
This
siendo
is so
lo fuerte,
okay.
medio colocado, lo suficiente para que no alcanzara ese manotazo de parte de Thibaut Courtois
Okay.
a evitar que la
Okay.
pelota se fuera al fondo de las redes. Es el primero en donde se adivina, sin embargo, al final la ejecución fue buena y por eso ese manotazo no fue lo suficientemente
I
fuerte.
already knew as soon as he stepped out.
Momento para el capitán.
This is such a jam.
El
Captain.
cuestionado.
El Capitano.
Va. Lucas Vázquez. Atajó Black. Atajó Black y se viene.
And he made it too obvious. Like in every movement he did, he was looking at the right and his legs were pointing. He was aligning towards the right the whole time, even the stops he did.
Abajo el Metropolitano. El esloveno le da vida al Atlético.
Ahí está el guardameta.
Ancelotti's like, they don't know,
Hecho
they
desde
missed
que llegó
too.
a defender los colores del cuadro colchonero. Siempre una figura, siempre como el capitán. No es buena la ejecución, no lleva tanta fuerza, no lleva tanta colocación y es uno de esos penales que cuando se termina ejecutando bajo esas características, pues evidentemente que termina siendo prácticamente una situación de rutina para un guardameta tan bueno como yo.
Forlán?
Llorente de frente a la pelota. ¡Al palo! ¡Al palo! La quiso acomodar.
Nah, Forlán would have scored it.
Se apuró Llorente.
He kind of looked nervous.
I was just gonna say, this guy didn't take his time. He rushed the penalty. Like when I first saw it, I just thought he rushed it. I mean, there's no necessarily like a way to do the penalty, but I thought he, most people went with calm, take a little bit of step. It looked like when he went, he just went right away. Like he wanted to get it over with.
Esos son los riesgos de buscar tanto la justeza del ángulo. Que unos cuantos centímetros pueden generar
Really
que
good
sea
all
una
about
perfecta
the
definición
pushing
lejos del
stuff.
alcance del guardameta o que
What was that, Anthony?
What was the pushing all about, though?
I think he was
Any-
taking the ball or something like that. But Van Mbappe needs to realize what if he gets a card.
poste o bien el travesaño termine evitando que se vaya al
I
fondo de
mean,
las redes.
he
Así,
shot it pretty good. It's
Marcos
just there's
Llorente
not
no
much you
pudo
could do about
ejecutar de
that.
manera efectiva y el
I was almost
dramatismo
popped
continuó
in.
aquí en el Metropolitano.
Exactly. And as you saw, Courtois, he went for it and he had it, but he tried to show good. He couldn't get it. Just sucks that it was a little bit too high. Is that Vinicius crying?
Quinto penal.
No, I don't think
De frente a la pelota.
This guy always misses too.
Se prepara Antonio. Va el
All right, I don't need to keep watching because we're gonna get
Scary.
copyrighted. Hold on, let me get the video. Right there, Rudiger. The heck is this guy? Lucas Vasquez like, hell yeah. All
Vinny
right,
even more. He's like, thank goodness.
so what do you think? What are your takes on this?
My take, the first thing I want to mention, I never knew this rule existed. The double touch for pen is considered a bad pen, so it's no goal. I honestly did not know that. I thought it would be a retake, probably, if anything, because I didn't know the rule, official rule. Um, at first, I also didn't think it was a double touch because I couldn't tell until I watched it closely. And then,
Well, see, I'll say this. I always knew you touch the ball because I don't think we think about the rule, but because people who play football or who are players, they just know don't touch the ball twice when you're shooting a penalty, right? Because it's one touch, right? Um, and like you said, if he did touch it, usually tends to be a retake. Like it doesn't take that long to decide did he touch it, did he not touch it. They usually just do a retake, right? If he did touch it and it does which I think he might have slightly, I didn't even see him touch it, even in slow motion. It felt like he barely was close to the ball. Like, how to say, like, maybe he just like,
his foot kind of tipped it.
exactly. And then, he was like slipping. That's not his fault either, right? So I thought the best way to clear everything was to do a retake. Also, when you do a retake, there's more pressure on the player, right? Because they already shoot the side they wanted to. Now the goal is like he might shoot to the other side, right? So there's still a chance that he could have missed it. Also, we can't also predict, oh, if he would have retaken it, he would have scored it, right? The only weird part about it to me, at least to me, I seen it in the past usually retakes, but also think about it this way. If a goalie steps outside of the line and before the person shoots and he blocks it, they do a retake. They don't say it's a goal because he went out of the line. So wouldn't here it would be the same thing, especially if it's like a slip and not like he did it on purpose type of thing.
You bring up a good point with the goalies and stuff, but for me, my personal opinion, if it's in the rule book, then I don't really mind it, especially if it's the other way around. If it happens to Madrid and Madrid loses, then I'll accept that. But you
Yeah.
make a good point.
I mean, we can't argue with the rules, right? Like if it's the rule, it's the rule. I'm just saying I don't think this has ever been a scenario where that happens. Like they either usually do a retake or yeah, I don't think I've seen a time where someone does it like that. I seen it where like they fully slip and hit the ball the wrong way, but that's it. Like that's like but I never seen a slip like that, if that makes sense. And that's what I'm saying. If it's the rule, it's the rule, but also why just not have it the same as the goalies, right? Like the goalie goes forward, they do a retake, they don't count the goal. Oh, and they just said, oh, the goalie separated the line. It's a goal, even though he blocked it. They like do a retake. So why not just do the same thing?
Yeah, so in that argument, if it is the official rules that a double touch means a bad penalty and no goal, then they should redo the rules.
Yeah.
So they should change the rules after. what happened here to not that it's a bad goal, it's a retake.
But
You know,
also, people can really say because it's Madrid, I think, if it's a rule also, at the end of the day, the ref has the decision. The ref could also just ban like it was a goal. No, I don't think I think if if the ref would have said it was a goal, I don't think people would have cared about it, right? And then I just think if Madrid was complaining, then it would look worse regardless because like there has been recent games where Madrid doesn't get the right calls either, right? So I don't know, maybe that was some pressure on the ref also because of their past games. There's also been bad calls that haven't been called out for Madrid in favor of Madrid, right? That's needed to be in favor. But let's go away from the penalties for a second, right? Did Atletico really deserve to win it? I mean, that was more than 120 minutes and with both legs, right? What was it, 90, 120 plus 90? That's like 200 minutes or 200 something. Did Madrid deserve to win it? I don't think so either, but it's also you can't do it. Atletico also could have done more. They didn't get the job done. And they also, in my personal opinion, Atletico de Madrid did not do enough to win it either.
I always say it every year. It's not over until it's over for Real Madrid. They always find a way. So you gotta kill them.
And I think in this game, I watched the whole game. I think there was a possible penalty in favor of Madrid that wasn't counted. It was like a handball in the area or something, and it could have been a red card as well. I can't remember the scenario because I was watching it, but because I was at work, I didn't have the volume on. But I think there could also been another potential penalty in favor of Madrid against Atletico. What can we do? I don't think. I just leave it at that. I don't think Atletico, in my personal opinion, football wise, I don't think they also did enough to deserve it. And they tied to go to penalties. There's not much you could do about that. And they had everything in their favor. They score at the first minute, probably one of the fastest goals in Champions League or the fastest. I didn't look at the time, but could have been. They had 90 minutes, not even don't even think about the overtime. They had 90 minutes or 89 minutes to just score one more goal.
I didn't even have a chance to turn it on, and they already scored 1-0.
Exactly. So again, they had that much playing time, and I think Correa had one at the 85 or 84 minute, I can't remember, where he decided to shoot and he could have passed it back, and the guy was himself. I honestly thought they were gonna end it right there, but when I was like, oh, he didn't pass it. Not that it's his fault, you're in fast game, you can't do anything. But I think he would have passed it. They could have ended it at the 85 minute. But let's talk about Benny. He also could have ended it.
If he scored that, it would have been over. 15 minutes left, and it would have been hard for Atletico.
What two things happen when that happens? Either Atletico goes all out, might score another goal, or it bites them in the back and Madrid counters and kills the game even more. It's, I mean, I thought Rodrigo should have shot or even Mbappe. But hey,
Or
I don't
even
know.
Bellingham, Valverde.
When I was gonna say actually, wasn't Modric still in when that happened?
I think they subbed him out right before.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Valverde's a good option. Um, but hey, Benny's the main penalty taker, so
They
and
should change that. They should really change that.
Atletico was the fifth best team in Champions League according to points. Madrid was probably at the bottom because they weren't doing so good in Champions League. So like I said, I thought Atletico was the stronger team, but they didn't do enough to win it this time. Now let's go to the other game. The last thing I'll say, I did see that. Can you see this, Anthony? I did
Yes.
see that Cholo Simeone went to the press after and said like, you raised your hand and you saw that Julian touched it twice and no one's raised their hand. But he also said that he didn't watch the penalties because he was too nervous or something like that, or that he didn't want to look. So he said throughout the whole penalty shootout, he was looking the opposite way. And then people started clowning Cam, saying like he's a sore loser and all this stuff. And I was just like, that's just part of the game. If you lose the way you lose, how else do you want someone to react?
I don't blame him for saying that, for reacting that way.
Exactly. It's just part of the game. And it's Atletico Madrid versus Madrid. Like, come on. That's more than just a game.